Welcome back. It's day 2. We're gonna clean this thing out, clean it off, pressure wash it, try to get some of this crap off of it, just kind of give it a little bit of a makeover, and then we're gonna do some maintenance. So I took it for a spin last episode. I feel like the clutch, either the master and the slave and stuff, I feel like it needs to be bled. Hopefully the clutch isn't bad. I don't know. I feel like I need to at least try easy stuff first. And then the brakes, they're just real spongy and crappy. So I'm gonna try to bleed those too. And then maybe we'll do spark plugs. So I want to put one of the Webers on it, but I think I'm just gonna do one of the Amazon ones. But I also feel like by the time you spend the $100 on the Amazon Weber, I don't think it comes with an adapter kit, and then you spend another $100 on the adapter kit, you're halfway to a real Weber. So I need to do some more research on that. So we might be doing the Weber or the Cheber swap on this episode too. But I'm gonna do a little time lapse of me cleaning this thing up, and so you guys can watch that and enjoy yourselves as I wash a truck with the things. And then we'll do some bleeding of the clutches and the master cylinders. All right, let's do it. But I did find a piece of a French fry. Every single truck or car I've ever bought, unless it's nice, has a French fry in it. That is all. I don't know how much this is gonna do, but we're gonna pressure wash it at least, and then I'm gonna open up the engine bay, spread it with some degreaser. I'm not gonna pressure wash the engine bay, but I'm gonna rinse it out and then leaf blow it so it's kind of dry-ish, and then we'll pull it back into the garage. And oh wait, we're gonna clean out the inside, then we'll pull it back into the garage. Welcome back. So we're gonna bleed the brakes and we're gonna bleed the clutch system. I went ahead and I crawled around down here. This one is just like the Courier. There's a line that goes off the master cylinder or to a block or whatever, and then one line comes all the way back. It goes into a hose, and then one line goes into the passenger side drum brake, and then it comes out of that and it goes into the other drum brake. So there's only one bleeder in the back, just like the Courier. The problem that is a thing right now is that where the bleeder is supposed to be, it's either the bleeder is broken, I can't tell, or they just shoved some kind of weird bolt in it. So I went ahead and I sprayed it with some PB Blast, and I'm gonna have to try to get that out. And then I've got some bleeder screws from the Courier, which I'm guessing are probably the same, and if they're not, then I'll have to go get one, I guess. And then yeah, so bleeding the clutch, bleeding the brakes, I'm gonna just do it by myself. Just do the pumpy, shove a thing in there, hold it down, bleed the thing. I got a Gatorade bottle, And then I can't find any clear hose for actually bleeding brakes, so I'm just going to use this old piece of vacuum line from something. Okay, so we're going to do it. Let's do it. I don't know if you can see it, but where the bleeder is, there's a not a bleeder. So hopefully I can get this thing out of here. I might have to drill it out, but I don't want to try to do that because I don't want to have to replace this wheel cylinder. So hopefully I can get it out with these vice grips, or maybe I can drill it out a little smaller and then kind of smoosh it. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, come on. I don't know if anything is happening or not. Ugh. Oh, the brake, I checked the brake fluid. It's very dirty. So I mean, I'm sure these brakes aren't the best, but I think if we bleed them, they'll work. Okay guys, well that didn't work, so we're back here and we're gonna put a new brake drum cylinder on this thing, and it's gonna be real fun. Brakes are my favorite. Alright, let's do it. Alright, of course, so I got the e-brake off. I got it blocked up front. You already know it's stuck. Alright, I'm getting there. It's almost off. Well, it's, you know, it's wiggling. So, it's been a while since I've messed with brake drums. There's like grease in here. Anyway, there's 2 bolts on the back, and then there's a couple little clips that hold the cylinder to the pads. I don't care about the pads. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of all of this just in case. It looks like that cylinder was leaking. I just gotta pull this top spring out, and then I think we'll be good. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pull these back bolts off, and then I gotta loosen the brake line also. So let's figure that out. All right, brake line is 10 millimeter. I sprayed it down earlier, so it was actually pretty loose. And then we're gonna lose a bunch of brake fluid. Okay, maybe not though, because we might have some other kind of problem with the brake hose, or there might be a line that's clogged or something. So we got that. And then these little, I don't know what you can and can't see here, guys. I'm sorry about that. Then, yeah, we're losing fluid, so I'm gonna kind of just finger tighten that back in for now, just so we don't lose quite as much. I think these little bolts are 11 millimeter, maybe? No, they must be 10s. All right, so There's 2 bolts. You can see this one. The lighting's kind of weird, but I got to get these bolts out, and this is what mounts the cylinder in. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to have to pull this spring off, I think, so I can disconnect the pads from the cylinder, and then boop. Now we just got to get the cylinder. Oh, no, we don't. I don't know. No, I think I can. Oh, yeah. Tighten the brake line back in. Then I think I can just stick this broken screwdriver. Yep, cool. Okay. Brake cylinder out. Let's pop this new one in before we lose a ton of fluid. All right, we're getting close. I gotta get this pad seated. Do I have enough gumption? Oh, yes, I do. Hell yeah. All right, I just gotta thread this brake line back in. Get it finger tight for now. Man, it's like I know what I'm doing. I think I gotta get the brake. I gotta get this. Man, I'm saying a lot of words and I'm not talking much. I gotta move the bleeder. Well, okay, let's get it mounted first. It's funny how I just was like, oh, let's bleed the brakes. Nope. Try to get these bolts threaded in. Ish. Okay, we're back in business here, and then I just gotta pop the bleeder back in, and then I guess we'll see if we can get some pressure back here. It was dripping, so there's some amount of fluid in these lines. On the other side, there is a brake hose, so I'm really hoping that said brake hose isn't clogged up and that's not actually our problem. Well, this was a problem regardless, but you can't see anything. Yeah, so I'm gonna thread this bleeder back in, and then we're gonna see if we can get some pressure back here. All right, I'm making my bleeder tool here. I found this brake fluid in the engine bay of this truck, so yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna start by trying to build some pressure here, and then I'll stick a piece of something on that thing. Oh God. Okay, I've got a part of a broom in there, and then I zip tied my bottle to this, so we're gonna see if we get anywhere here. Of course, I grabbed the wrong wrench. Where'd my 10mm go? Okay, I heard it dripping, so we're just gonna go, we're gonna do the by yourself, bleed the brakes by yourself thing. All right, well, I started bleeding them, and I realized when I took these pins out, I ruined it. So I gotta rebuild this drum brake, but I'm not gonna film it because I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe we'll rebuild the other one and I can do a walkthrough of it. But I'm just gonna do all of this off camera because that isn't the goal of this video. So we'll see in probably 2 hours.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, I got this put back together. Check it out. So I've got the brake pushed down. Yeah. So I'm gonna bleed it a little bit more times back here, and then I'm gonna move on to the front. But yeah, it's working now. I forgot, I just did it stupid, basically. I didn't need to take these pins off. I just did it stupid. So yep, don't watch this as a how to rebuild your drum brake video, but I haven't done this. I had a C10 like 10 years ago and I rebuilt those, and then I had a 66 F100 that I rebuilt those, but I mean that was 10 years ago. So anyway, get these little booty babies back on here. I'm gonna bleed these a couple more times. We'll move on to the front. All right, I got the adjuster adjusted. I got the brake pushed down and I got the drum back on, so we're good. We got it bled, we're done, finally. It's hotter than it's ever been, and now I'm gonna bleed the front brakes. So here we go. Ended up with about 1/3 of a bottle of old brake fluid, and I'm friggin' whipped. But we gotta bleed this clutch. We got about 2.5 hours ish before we need to leave to go pick up the kiddos from their grandma. They're hanging out with grandma this morning. All right, let's bleed this clutch. I'm gonna go ahead and put more fluid in the master, and then we'll get to bleeding it. I haven't done this in a while, so honestly it might be easier. I mean, there's only one slave cylinder and there's 3 brake cylinders, so hopefully it'll go a little bit faster. It definitely should. So hopefully you can see this, but it's on the passenger side, and it's right there. So I think that looks like a 10 or 11 millimeter. So I'm just gonna do the thing where I use the stick and I push on it and then I bleed it. So here we go. Let's see if this will work for the clutch. Yeah, it should. Ugh. All right, let's bleed it. Okay guys, I got the brakes bled and the clutch bled. I think I'm gonna try to take it for a test drive, but the reason I have this boat tank sitting in here, this boat tank sucks. It like won't seal correctly, and then it like just all the gas just evaporates and goes away, and then this thing is kind of broken. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's fuel pump, fuel sending unit, or there's just a bunch of gunk in the gas tank, which is also causing the fuel pump and the fuel sending unit to not work. But I don't know if this thing's gonna start. It might have a fuel problem. I'd like to take it for a test drive just to see if this clutch and these brakes work. And then I think I'm gonna do kind of a sort of full budget-ish beater build kind of thing on this thing. I'm thinking about pulling this bed off and then lowering probably the rear end about 4 inches, and then lowering the front end about 3-4-ish, kind of level but low. Not like crazy slammed, but pretty low, and then building a wooden truck bed for it, which I think would be pretty cool. I found kind of some inspiration photos on the old Google machine, and there's some other mini trucks and even some of these Mazda B2000s with that. Secondly, I think we might have a rod knock, or it might just be valves or something. I don't know yet, but this motor needs some love. I'm gonna rip off all the gobbledygook, and I'm also gonna put a Weber, but I just bought on Amazon, cheapo China Weber, a Cheber. And then yeah, so I think I'm just gonna try to make this thing as cool as it can be, just for fun, just for the biscuit, you know, risk it for the biscuit. All right, so let's see if this thing will start. The clutch still doesn't feel the best, but the brakes feel way better. So all right, let's get this thing in neutral, see if it starts. Couple of pumps. Yeah, so you can hear that, I don't know, vibration or knock or something. It could be something else, but I think it's a rod knock. So maybe it's an engine rebuild, I don't know. I've never rebuilt an engine before, but this seems like a good candidate. Okay, so this happened last time. I revved on it and it died. So well, it fired back up. It's smoking like the bad guy from the X-Files. Smoking man. All right, I'm gonna try to pull it out of the garage. Yeah, you hear that terrible sound? The brakes still suck. So that sucks. Yeah, okay, so there's that again. Let's see if it'll start back up again. So what do you guys think? Fuel pump? You think this is a fuel problem? Or do you think carburetor, which I'm going to put a new carburetor on it. I guess I'll rip off all the gobbledygook and I'll put a new carburetor on it and see if that solves it. And then if that doesn't solve it, we'll go to dropping the tank, I guess. Let's see if it starts again. Yeah, I think it's carburetor, because if I keep my foot just barely on the gas, it'll idle. I mean, I might even be able to just like adjust an idle mixture screw or something. I'm gonna try to pull it into back. All right, I guess we're just pushing it back into the garage. All right, well, I don't know if this engine needs to be rebuilt. I don't know what it needs. But I'm gonna rip off all this crap, I can tell you that. So, yep, that's what we're doing. We're ripping off all the 80s crap. I got my Weber in the mail, but I do not have the adapter plate yet. That's coming in on Wednesday. But we've only got about an hour right now to work on this thing, so we're just gonna start pulling crap off of here. And then I don't need to remember how it goes back together because I'm putting a new adapter plate and the Weber on it. So yeah, I'm just gonna start pulling crap off. Here we go. Look at this friggin' air cleaner. Like all kinds of crap. Look at all this. What are we doing? What is this stuff? This looks really good. This is how you fix that for sure. Is this like a PCV valve or something? I don't know. I'll deal with that later. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of a way to delete all of this crap. I guess the best way was to probably find bolts that thread into these and then maybe cut these and then squish them and weld them down there or something. One could only imagine why this carburetor doesn't work very good. I don't see anything squirt when I pull on this, so I wonder if the accelerator pump is also shot. No, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just pulling off crap. Alright, last video I was curious how the fuel pump worked. So here's this is the in. Yeah, this is the in. This is the return, and then yeah, it comes straight off the fuel pump back here into the inlet here. So that explains that. What is this? Something that I can't see anymore. All right, back to pulling crap off. Holy vacuum line that, man. Check it out. I got all this crap off. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the carburetor off, and then we're just gonna have to wait for us to get that adapter plate kit before we can put that Weber on. So I'm gonna pull the carb off, and then I'm not gonna, once I kind of see what's going on here, I probably won't cut any of the original wiring harness, but I'll maybe try to tuck it up in somewhere. And then all this crap, no one knows what this is, not a single person. Alright, I got the 4 bolts off. I just gotta get the throttle cable off now. How's he go on there? Does he just... Yep. Alright. Oh, and then I gotta loosen it off of the thing here. And then this stupid carburetor will be off of here. Yeah, I need a double. That's a 12. Guys, where's my other 12 millimeter? All right, here he is. All right, cool. Oh, I gotta turn it the right way, I guess. Yep, okay. Cool. And then I'll thread this back on. so I don't lose any of my pieces. There we go. Alright, that ain't going nowhere. Alright, let's pull this carburetor off. What else? Okay, the choke wire, and then the vacuum advance, which is pretty obvious that it is a vacuum advance. Oh God. How does this just pull off with a pair of needle nose? Yep. Come on. Well, no. It's soldered on there. There's probably a wiring harness down here somewhere with that connected to it. Okay, it goes into the alternator. You know, I think I've actually heard of that. But I'm just going to cut it because I don't care about it. I know how to solder, so if I need to solder something back together, I can. Why does the alternator power the choke? Anyway, yeah, here, I'll let you take a look at this carburetor. I would say this could be a pretty good reason as to why this carburetor does not work correctly. Also, I have gasoline all over all the little cuts on my hands, and it feels terrible. But anyway, this is, I mean, everything's free, but yeah, I mean, we're definitely vacuum leaking here. Anyway, these carburetors are junk anyway. I hate them. I think it's kind of the same-ish as the one that was on the Courier. It's a little different, but anyway, it can go in this pile of crap. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do today, and I don't really think there is. I'll probably shove, oh, the inside of the intake is pretty clean. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, that's about it, I think, for now. Maybe, sort of. And then we'll get back out here and we'll put this new carburetor on. I might clean up some stuff a little bit. I need to clean the garage too, and then I gotta go get the babies. All right, goodbye. Hey buddy, what are you doing? Playing with your Ninja Turtle walkie-talkie?
Yeah, like, I can't call anybody until it has batteries in it, and this is green, and this is green, and this is, you press this button, and it's white, and then you can tag people that are in your room, and the other person has to be in the other room.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Little Bud and Little Sis aren't feeling too good. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. I went ahead and I tore out all of the gobbledygook. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Next video, I'm going to do kind of like a how to install a Weber. I removed the PCV. You got to make a block-off plate for the EGR here. And then I'm going to walk through how I'm going to do this like smog delete. But like, look at this pile of crap. Yeah, that's a big pile of crap. But anyway, I got it all cleaned up, sort of ish. And next week we're going to put that Weber on there. That'll be a fun little project. We'll see how this thing runs, and then I think I'm going to pull this engine and rebuild it. Like I said, I've never done that before. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to see if I can borrow a cherry picker. I might just buy one. I'm going to need to buy an engine stand. But I mean, really, this thing doesn't have power steering, so it's really just the alternator and then, you know, the ignition system and the radiator, and that's about it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching shorts. I really appreciate it. Please check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Patreon. Check out the web store. We got t-shirts. We got cups. We got some cool stuff on there, guys. So thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you next week. We're going to keep figuring it out.